Hello, Akibogbole o, lórúkọ Olódùmarè. Good evening everyone. Mo kí gbogbo àwa tá à ń gbààwẹ̀, a kú òǹgbẹ o. Ṣáàwẹ̀ ń lọ. Nọ́mbà kí la wà báyìí? Náà gbé 15 la wà báyìí. A kú gbogbo ẹ o. Ṣé kò rẹra? A kí gbogbo ilé o. Today is going to be another wonderful. Ẹ bá wa pe àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ yín, ẹ bá wa retweet ẹ. Invite your friends and family. We want to be more and more time conscious. We want to be more and more very, very organized. Lying 3 hours. Hopefully we are not going to spend more than 3 hours here. Because I know a lot of us everywhere we are in the world. Lọ́sàn-án lóru lálẹ́ níbi tá a ti ń gbọ́ wa. We are using our time for different things. And ọdún yìí dẹ̀ ń lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́. Ìgbà ayé wa náà dẹ̀ ń lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́. Kò ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá sọ, òun la fi máa rí a lot of things ṣe. Iṣẹ́ tá a bá ṣe ni pẹ̀lú ayé wa. Mo kí wa o, mo kí gbogbo wa pátápátá. Mo kí olóòtú, the host, àwọn moderators wa náà. Hopefully they will join us. Ẹ ṣé o, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwa tó jẹ́ pé a jẹ́ ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá. Tó jẹ́ pé we are not looking at our degrees, our doctorates, our PhDs, our professorship, our different achievements in our different spheres of endeavors. We are speaking up and defending the Yoruba people and trying to push back the over 50 years of the denigration and defamation of the Yoruba people in Nigeria. Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ ahọ́n ogun gbogbo ogun láyé start from words. Mo kí wa ní orúkọ Olódùmarè. Mo kí gbogbo àwa tá a wà níbí ní òní láṣálẹ́ yìí. Today's topic is a very powerful topic. And I know a lot of us will be very asking questions. Èwo tún ni ààrẹ tún gbé jáde yìí? Kí ni TYF tún gbé jáde yìí? The Trinity of Yoruba civilisation. There is a lot to unpack in this topic. It is not just a vague word. It is a powerful word and it's a powerful message. Tó bá yẹ pé mo ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ ni, I would have been coming here every day. Bó ṣe pé 2 hours to continue to teach, to continue to preach. Torí ẹ̀ la fi ń make sure pé gbogbo lectures tá à ń ṣe ní TYF. It is being recorded. It is being archived on different platforms all across the world. And it is being archived on different media platforms. From TikTok to Facebook to Spotify to YouTube. Torí tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò bá wúlò fún àwọn ìran tó wà níbí, á wúlò fún ìran tó ń bọ̀, tó tún bọ̀, tó tún bọ̀, tá a gbọ́ sétí. We are not saying that we are doing something special. Ṣùgbọ́n a mọ̀ pé Olódùmarè fún wa ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti jẹ́ iṣẹ́ tá à ń jẹ́ fún ìran ọmọ Yorùbá. And what we are doing is extremely dangerous. What we are doing is possible. We are not going to do it. Somebody else should have done it. We've made a lot of enemies. We've made a lot of friends. Because of what we preach, a lot of Yoruba political elites are very, very much afraid of identifying with us. Because of the message we preach, a lot of our fellow Yorubas are very, very much afraid of even coming here with their real account. Many people are afraid of speaking on spaces like this because of the message we preach, because it is not fanciful. Some people think we are doing it for political and monetary reasons. So, to do what they want to do. So most people also think, àwọn kan wọ́n position ara wọn sílẹ̀ lẹ́ Yorùbá. They do not understand that this message is for everybody. The topic today, once again, is the Trinity of Yoruba civilization. What is civilization? What is a civilization state? Sherry, today's topic is going to be more of English language because there are so many political and sociological terms that needs to be unpacked, that needs to be said. Firstly, I want to commiserate with people that lost their lives in Ondo State in the last week. I really want to really empathize and sympathize with our people that lost their lives due to non-state actors, suspected herdsmen of Fulani extraction that killed farmers, that attacked farming communities in Ondo State. A lot of people have messaged me and said, why have I not joined in calling out the Ondo State governor? But what I want to say is, in TYF, we are not a reactionary institution. We are reformists, and we might have some revolutionary ideals and revolutionary attitude and revolutionary principles. Without state police, the killings all across the nooks and crannies of Nigeria will not stop. Without state police and the decentralization of the policing of the security apparatus, the killings in Nigeria is never going to stop. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the father of modern Yoruba nation, has said it for us to secure Nigeria. Nigeria needs to have a decentralized police structure. It is suicidal. It is uncalled for. It is madness for a country that calls itself a federation, a federal republic of Nigeria, made up of different ethnicities and different civilizations, to be running a centralized policing system. It is absolutely ridiculous. The policing must be local because all crimes are local. It is very possible for just an ethnicity that is just 1% or 2% in Nigeria to hijack the federal government, and by that they are going to control all the levels of power. The policing system is the most important security apparatus in any society. Once the policing system has been hijacked, that is the end, and that is that is what you are going to have a state capture. So what we should be talking about and what we should be advocating for is state police. Even not just state police, we should be talking about local government police. Because what we face in Nigeria, it is not just a localized insecurity. The whole of the Sahel is collapsing. The whole of the Sahel is collapsing. When I mean the whole of the Sahel, I'm talking about countries in the Sahel belt of Africa. from Mauritania to Mali to Burkina Faso, Central African Republic, Northern Ghana, Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Niger Republic, Northern Nigeria. All these places is awash with millions and millions of AK-47 and non-state actors, killing, maiming, and destroying all those places. The insecurity, the terrorism that the Nigerian army has been battling for the past 16 years is not just a Nigerian problem. It is a global problem. It is an African problem. It is a Pan-African problem. It is a Pan-Sahelian problem. So what we should be talking about, it doesn't matter who becomes the president in 2027. It doesn't matter who becomes the president in 2031. We are not even here to try and scapegoat any form of ethnicities or any kind of ethnicity, but we realize, we understand that if we do not decentralize, just the way we decentralized power, we decentralized electricity, we decentralized railway, we allow the private enterprises to take over our telecommunication system. If not, we'll still be stuck with Nitel, and we are still going to be backward. If we do not decentralize the security architecture of Nigeria, there will still going to be killings, there's still going to be destruction all across. I'm not a prophet of doom. So we need a decentralized policing system. There is no federation in the world that does not have its own, that is effectively policed, that does not have its own policing structure, that does not have its own local policing structure, where the indigenous people have a form of policing system over their affairs. This is the bitter truth. But some people, one way or the other, because of their own version of Nigeria, where they believe for Nigeria to survive, the different constituent ethnic nations within Nigeria must die, which is nothing but a form of genocidal anarchy, a form of anarchist, a form of chaotic, a form of Armageddon style vision of Nigeria, which is why all of us must speak up. Because those who want to turn Nigeria take Nigeria to the road of Congo, like what happened in 1966, they have not stopped. Which is why we must fortify ourselves with right political education so that we can fight for the right things. Imagine if NSAS was start fighting for true federalism in Nigeria. Imagine if NSAS was fighting for state police. Imagine if NSAS was about resource control. Imagine if NSAS was about the renegotiation of Nigeria and the imposition and the enforcement of ethno-linguistic federalism in Nigeria. Imagine if NSAS was talking about restructuring. But NSAS was a reactionary movement, which some people thought was a revolutionary movement. And it ended up treating a symptom. NSAS wanted to cure cancer by using paracetamol. That is the situation of Nigeria. That is why some of us are supporting Tinubu, not because he's a Yoruba man. Some people can say that's one of the reasons, but because we believe he has the panacea to fundamental issues of Nigeria, which is social justice, which is justice for the oppressed people of Nigeria, big or small. And how are we going to get justice in Nigeria? We are going to get justice in Nigeria through federalism, fiscal federalism, ethno-linguistic federalism. Because we are not going to give up our Yoruba identity for Nigeria. We are never going to do that. We, Yoruba nation, will not do that. The Yoruba race will not do that. Once again, I greet everybody in the name of Olodumare. Bonka, you can come up, please. The co-host, please, you can bring up Bonka. Today, we are talking about a very important topic, which is the Trinity of civilization, of Yoruba civilization. What is Yoruba civilization? What is civilization? And what is a civilization state? A civilization state or a civilization is the most advanced form of culture any society can attain. It is the highest form of advancement or cultural advancement that any civilization or any society can attain. And it is civilizations and civilization states that determines the hierarchy, the organization of any society, nation states all over the world. In the world, we don't have up to 20 civilization states. In the world, we don't even have up to 20 existing civilizations as we speak. And I can proudly say that the Yoruba civilization state is one of the few indigenous African civilization states that still exist. Empires rise and fall. The same thing happens to civilization. In Nigeria, there are 4 basic types of civilization. 3 basic civilizations in Nigeria. There are 3 basic indigenous civilizations within Nigeria. Apart from the Anglo-Saxon, Germanic, Judeo-Christian civilization that we have, which the British enforced of laws that created this Nigerian state. Because the British, they are running on an Anglo-Saxon Judeo-Christian civilization, which was derived from the Roman Empire. So you look at the Nigerian states. Within the Nigerian states, there are 3 indigenous powerful civilizations. The first one is the Nok civilization. When we talk about the Nok civilization, these are ancient civilization states, civilization that gave rise to the Kwarafa. This is why the Middle Belt people are very strong and they cannot be conquered. Because they have a powerful civilization state, which is the Kwarafa, which is the Nok civilization. From southern Kaduna all the way to Taraba, you have a Nok civilization across that Middle Belt. So when you see somebody from the Tiv, the Jukuns, the Birams, the Pachama saying, we are Middle Belt, we are not Northerners, it is not coming because they are not saying it because many of them are Christians. They are talking from a prehistoric, pre-Nigeria, pre-colonial identity power structure, which is the Nok civilization. The second second civilization we have is the Afro-Asiatic Islamic civilization. What is the Afro-Asiatic Islamic civilization? If you look at that area from Sokoto straight down to Borno, there has been, because those places were like a gateway into North Africa, into the Arab world, into the Ottoman world, there has been a kind of a cross-fertilization through different migrations that has created a unique civilization that is based on Islamic civilization, but is unique in its own right. That is why it is called an Afro-Asiatic Islamic civilization. Partly African, partly Semitic, partly Negro, partly Semitic. And within this rank is just two major ones. The Kanuri Islamic Afro-Asiatic Islamic civilization and the Sokoto Caliphate, which is the Fulani Afro-Asiatic civilization. Very, very powerful civilization. And that is why to them, religion cannot be separated from the state. The state and the religion is the same. They cannot separate religion from the state. That is why some of us have tried as much as possible to even question this Nigerian state. What is it? And what do we need to get out of it? The last civilization. So you lose Shazil Moshento. I want everybody to picture the map of Nigeria as you're listening to me. Sharibi Okenya from Sokoto to Maiduguri from left to right. You are seeing the Afro-Asiatic civilization. In the middle, you have the Nok civilization. Now, Nibi, the coast, you have the Oduduwa Ife civilization. Because you look from the Yoruba part from the southwest to the south. It is the Ife civilization that has shaped the entire civilization in that place, axis. It is the ownership system that we had that they are using in Benin. The same thing they are using in Onitsha. And if you observe the Igala civilization, which is an offshoot, because a civilization is also based on Ifa, is an offshoot of the Ife civilization because they are also a Yoruboid group. And the Igala colonized the Igbos for more than 300 years because there was a form of a not really defined Igala empire. So the Yoruboid, the first interaction of the Igbos with Yoruboid groups was not even through Benin, it was through the Igalas. And the Igalas took the Yoruba spirituality of Ifa, took it all the way, took it to their axis, to the south, that area called Southeast. That is where they have Afa. So you look at the Yoruba civilization, the Ife civilization, the Oduduwa civilization, anything you want to call it. It is the most powerful civilization all across the south and part of the Middle Belt. So you see that layer, and it is this constant struggle for dominance and for power, because for Nigeria to really become one Nigeria, there must be a dominant civilization. Without a dominant civilization, Nigeria can never be one. It is this brutal struggle for domination. You see, the problem of Nigeria is beyond the price of bread. It is beyond the price of gari and kuli. Nigeria has not answered the Nigerian question because they refuse to listen to the advice of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who defined Nigeria for what Nigeria is. And that is why there are two groups of one Nigerianists. I believe in Nigeria. I believe in a federal, united Nigeria. I don't believe in a one Nigeria. I have never seen anybody talking about one USA. What you have is United States of America. I've never seen anybody say one United Kingdom. What you have is the United Kingdom. I have never seen anybody talking about one Russia. What I see is Russian Federation. So I believe in a federation, a Federal Republic of Nigeria. I believe in the Federation of Nigeria. There is a reason why they call it a Federal Republic of Nigeria. But there are anarchists in our midst. There are overzealous elements and there are empire builders who believe one way or the other they can enforce one Nigeria. And these people do not care the number of lives, the millions of lives that are lost We can call them crazy people, but in history has taught us never to underrate mad people. There was a particular leader, they call him Pol Pot, the former president of Cambodia. In the 70s, he was a communist dictator who had a particular party called the Khmer Rouge. And he wanted to create a powerful and united Cambodia. Is it Cambodia? Yeah, Cambodia. I hope it's not Laos. It's Cambodia. It's one of those Southeast Asian countries. And when he wanted to do this, he said he doesn't want a country where there will be too much people asking questions and there will be too much critics. And they now said they need to first purge all those people that used to protest and ask a lot of questions in the country. And they said it must be people with a level of IQ. And they now assumed that people that were using eyeglasses. So if you are alive in Cambodia, if your enemy was born in Cambodia during that time and you are using glasses, all of them were wiped out. 50% of the population of Cambodians were killed by their presidents because they were using glasses. 50% might be too much. That was what happened. That was what Pol Pot did. So don't underestimate mad people that said that they want to remove state of origin and replace it with the state of residence. They are not different. So it is us that need to be militant with our own reality of Nigeria based on the civilization reality of Nigeria and the civilization of Nigeria. So there is a struggle. There is a constant struggle that some people want to impose a civilization supremacy on Nigeria. So when you see people that are saying they want Sharia law all across Nigeria, what they want is to impose the Afro-Asiatic Islamic civilization that they are bringing from that Sahel all across Nigeria. To them, that is the solution to solve Nigeria's problem. And they've tried this madness before. And where a good example was in Sudan, where the Arabs wanted to impose the Arab Islamic civilization on the non-Arabs, both Muslims and Christians in southern Sudan. It led to a war, 40 years bloody war, and Sudan broke into pieces. How are we going to solve this problem in Nigeria without? Because we don't want war. That is why ethno-linguistic federalism, that was what they used in India. Now, let me now shock you about India. India is a mono-civilization state. It is 70% Hindu. So it is an Hindu civilization state, yet runs a form of ethno-federalism. Ethno-linguistic federalism. The states in India are based on the languages people speak. People in the south that speak Malayalam, they are in their states. People that speak Bengal, they are in their states together. They are in one state together. People that speak Tamil, they are in one state together. That was how they organized India, that even has a major civilization state. That is why India is stable. It is a mono-civilization state, unlike Nigeria. Now, this is now where the problem now comes. Now, with this indigenous civilization that existed, colonial Nigeria, another level of colonialism came, which is the Anglo-Christian civilization, Judeo-Christian civilization. That has been adopted by a lot of ethnic nations in the South and the Middle Belt as a form of cohesive force and as a form of political and social currency for their survival within Nigeria. I hope I'm not speaking any form of political scientific jargons. And I hope I'm communicating. Now, the Yoruba is a civilization state. I think that has been very, very clear. Very, very powerful. And it's the most powerful civilization state, transatlantic, out of Africa. It is a complete civilization. The reason why some of us are speaking every day on top of our voices, speaking like those of the people shouting in the wilderness, is because history has told us that empire rises, empire falls. There are so many civilizations that are far more powerful than us, far more better than us, far more rigid than us, far more radical than us, that has come and gone. I remember the Mayan civilization, the Inca civilization, the Aztec civilization. They are gone. The Babylonian civilization, where are the pharaohs? They are gone. Where are the Kushites? They are gone. Abyssinia, they are gone. The Great Zimbabwe civilization, they are gone. The Hausa civilization, it is gone. Where is the ancient Ghana Empire? It is gone. Where is Andalus? It is gone. So there is no civilization that can never be destroyed in the world. Every civilization can be destroyed. Every civilization can be buried in the sands of history till eternity, and heaven will not fall. History has told us that. History has made us to know that. History has made sure, has given us a clue about the future.